Hey, welcome back to 4F Beauty. When will I be YouTube famous? I don't know. I'm doing two films for you today. A foundation review because it's finally cool enough to wear foundation again, and a palette review. So the foundation I'm using is actually, yes, this is a sample. It's a teeny tiny little pot of MAC Pro Longwear in shade NW13, which is not warm 13. Why MAC decide to use W for the cools and C for the warms, I think they're just trying to confuse us all. But anyway, this is the foundation that I'm using today. So, if you want to find out exactly how well this MAC Pro Longwear lasts on my oily combo skin, you're in just the right place. Here it comes. Hey, welcome back from the intro. Face is freshly washed and moisturised, and I'm now going in with this, which regular viewers will know I use as my primer because chronic pain causes a lot of sweating, and the medication that I'm on for chronic pain causes a lot of sweating. So if I want any hope in hell of keeping foundation on my face, I need to use a proper facial antiperspirant. Now it is actually a little bit cooler today, which is good. I haven't been able to film for about 3 weeks, properly film anyway. I've managed to do a few eye looks where I've not put foundation on, but I've got a lot of different foundations that I need to do reviews on, and I just haven't had chance because it's just been so hot. The problem with the UK is we had 33, 34 degree heat, which may not sound much to people in, like, you know, South America and Australia, but when you combine that with 91% humidity, your sweat stays on your face, doesn't evaporate, you feel twice as hot. With me, because I was sweating because of my medication and stuff and my pain, plus my heat, and I was ending up, I couldn't even wear contact lenses because sweat was just dripping into my eyes, so that was fun. But I'm just drying that off a little bit. Now, one of the I've got quite a few little samples to try. This is the MAC Studio Fix in NW13. You can see I've got a little ditty sample pot. So let's give it a try. I'm giving it a good shake, as you can tell. It's quite a thick consistency. I don't want to tip it too much in case I spill it everywhere. Right, now because normally I would squeeze it out onto my phone case, I've got a little, yes, I succumbed and bought myself one of these. Got one of these which I'm just going to use to daub the foundation over my face. I'm going to use my Beauty Bakery blending egg one side, and I will use, this is an Avon brush, but it's the same kind of shape as the Real Techniques Expert Face Base brush. God damn, you can tell it's been a while since I filmed. Right, let's get you zoomed in and let's get this on my face and see how it looks. As you can see, thanks to the heat, I have got a few little unwelcome visitors that have popped up. So let's hope this can help colour some of them up. I'm just going to dollop some of this all over. Got absolutely no idea how much to use, so I'm just chucking it on really and hoping for the best. How's your day been so far? Is it still hot where you are? Has it cooled down? I'm going to leave the egg on this side. It actually rained yesterday and it was wonderful. I stood outside in the rain. It was just so nice and so cooling. It was quite funny though, because we were wandering around Tesco's and people in the UK either seem to have full on summer wear or full on winter wear. They don't seem to have anything in between. So it was still really hot yesterday. It was still like 20 odd degrees, but it was raining. And you'd got people in full on coats, jumpers, and I'm like, seriously, it's still hot. It's just a little bit of rain. You are not a sugar mouse. You will not melt. As you can see, I'm just trying to build the coverage up a little bit on the areas that need it most. Now I did get colour matched to this, so it shows you how pale a woman I am. I think I've only got about one shade lighter than this in the Studio Fix, which is the NW10. So, and NW, you'd think it stands for warm, but apparently it's not warm. Definitely neutral to cool undertoned. And that's actually gone on really quite nicely. Feels super light on my skin as well. Doesn't feel like I'm wearing foundation at all. And you saw how well that blended in. So let's see how it does on the other side using a brush. Oh, it's been so long since I've been able to wear foundation. It's so nice to actually put it back on again. I'd kind of got into the habit of wearing makeup every day, and it felt so weird not having makeup on, or not having foundation on anyway. I mean, some days it was so hot I couldn't even keep eyeshadow and stuff on. Let's buff this in with the brush. See which side I prefer the look of. I mean, obviously the brush will soak up less than the sponge does. I know a lot of people like to put foundations on with brushes and then go over it with a sponge, just to get rid of any brush marks. Yeah, you can see that's almost the same coverage, but I haven't had to put the second amount on yet to build up like I did on the other side. So let's put a few more dollops on and see how this goes. Oh, it's so nice not to have to have the fan on as well, because obviously I am quite softly spoken. I think I've now found a way to increase the audio when I'm editing. You have to let me know if the later films are better, because obviously I still can't afford to get a new separate microphone for the camera. Right. I think I've got a little bit more coverage by using a brush, so I'm just going to have another go at just adding a wee bit of coverage to areas that are a little bit red still, just to see how well this does actually build. I mean, at the moment it's really going on quite nicely. It's not feeling heavy or cakey or anything like that. Let's try stippling you over that little bit there. Yep. I know MAC aren't cruelty free, but my word, from first impressions with this, they know how to do a foundation. I can see why So many people swear by MAC foundations, and they've got a huge shade range as well. I mean, before your Fenties and all that lot came out with your huge shade ranges, MAC was probably one of the few foundation ranges that all of my mates can find a match for. Right, I like that, and you can see I've used all of the stuff that was on the lid, and I've dunked into there maybe twice. So this could still do me a few more, quite a few more faces by the look of it. Right, I'm just going to get a face wipe out, because as you know, if I use a cream on a brush, I always clean it off straight away. For me, it seems to extend the life of the brushes. It also means if I want to use it again tomorrow, there's no contamination from this foundation. And also, when I do my deep clean at the end of the week, it's so much quicker. Right, how does this feel? Does this need... I thought I got... getting tickled, I got hair on my chin. And this is... it's still a little bit tacky. So it's, you know, it is going to need... I mean, I always powder when I'm doing foundation reviews anyway. But I think if you've got normal to dry skin, you can probably get away just with powdering the areas that you're then going to put powder products on top of. There you go, look, so just cleaned that off. Right, now, which concealer shall I use today? That's a very good question. I think I might go in with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Ivory. So let's bung some of that on. Now, as you know, I don't use a separate eyelid primer, because even though I've got oily combo skin, I find that just putting my usual foundation and usual concealer across it will be absolutely fine. So I suddenly remembered that I've got the majority of my brushes in a completely separate bag at the moment, because I did my goddaughter's prom makeup. She had her primary school prom, and Auntie Angie, as promised, did her hair and makeup, and she looked, I mean, she's a beautiful girl anyway, but she was an absolute stunner. I mean, she really was beautiful. I mean, some parents just went really over the top. I mean, it's a primary school prom, and there were parents there with limos and all kinds of stuff, and I'm just like, they're 10 and 11 years old. It's... let them still enjoy being children, for goodness sake. I mean, you know, we used to have an end of term disco when I was mind you, I'm old, when I was at school. And that was great fun. But thankfully my goddaughter is not a spoiled brat. She's a very, very thoughtful child, and was just super happy that she'd had her hair and makeup done by Auntie Angie. So, and then I did my younger goddaughter's hair to match. But as she wasn't going to a party, I didn't do any makeup on her. You don't need makeup when you're that young. You really should only put it on for parties and stuff. You know, let your skin breathe while you can. Well, that went off onto a tangent, didn't it? Right. What time is it? It is just gone 1 o'clock, so we'll call that the check-in time for this. I am now going to go and do my face off camera. Actually, I'll probably film it, so it'll be a separate look. And I will come back looking much more colourful for you. See you in just a moment. Hey, I'm back. As you can see, looking much more colourful. I used this Revolution Midnight Unicorn palette today. Yes, I have filmed this look, so it will be going up before or after this foundation review. I have absolutely no idea at the moment, but it will be going up at some point somewhere on my channel. It's now 2:30. I got a phone call in the middle of doing stuff, so that's why it's taken so long to do. At the moment, this foundation's been on an hour and a half. Obviously, it's still looking absolutely fine. I set it with Coty Airspun powder, if you were wondering, and the setting spray that I've used today is a dewy finish because it was a matte foundation. So yeah, that's how it's looking at the moment. Well, for you it's going to be instant. For me, I've got a few hours to wait before I come back and do my first check-in. I will, as always, attempt to get 2 check-ins for you so you can see how it wears on my oily combo skin throughout the day. Don't go anywhere. Here comes your first check-in. Hey, welcome back to the first check-in. It is just gone, well, it's just coming up to 6 o'clock. So this has been on for around about 5 hours now. So let's have a zoom in and see how it's doing. Sorry if you can hear next door's kids screaming, they're having a birthday party. Doesn't seem to be cracking in the Hulk just here. It doesn't seem to be settling in here either. Still looking quite hydrated under the eyes, because that does tend to get very dry with me just there. Starting to cake a little bit round the side of the nose there, and I have been doing this quite a bit because of hay fever, so I'm losing a little bit of coverage just on the tip there, but that's not entirely surprising. I have touched my lipstick up because, you know, sandwich for lunch, took it all off. Lovely lipstick on the teeth, great. But I haven't powdered or blotted or anything with the foundation. Still looks good. Face products still where they should be and still nice and bright. Starting to settle just in the crease of my chin there. But all told, so far, looking really good. Now, I am going out shortly, going to a quiz evening, so my poor brain will be completely melted by the time I get home, what's left of it. But I will do a check-in then, and that's obviously going to be probably 11, maybe 12 hours of wear, depending on what time we get in. So, but so far, I am really liking this MAC Studio Fix. Actually really surprised at how well it's doing. So, stay tuned. I've got quite a few hours and brain stretching questions to go through first, but you're going to see the final check-in right now. Hey, welcome back to the final check-in. Right, it has just gone 11 in the evening, so this has been on for 10 hours. Let's have a zoom in, see how it's doing. That was the hubby, by the way.
Oops, sorry.
He's meant to be being quiet.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah, I know. Still doesn't appear to... Really?
That's sauce, sorry. It's not what you think it is. It's barbecue sauce.
As I was trying to say, it doesn't seem to be settling in any of the lines, which is good. Starting to look a little bit dry under the eyes now, but again, nothing that a spritz of setting spray wouldn't sort out. Given that I've been doing that a lot because of hay fever, I've lost a bit of coverage just on the tip of the nose there, and again just round the edges where it was caking before. It did get very hot in the pub though, so I'm not entirely surprised. Lost a bit. As you can see, the lipstick looks really scrappy, but I'm not redoing my lipstick at this time of night when I'm about to take all this off my face anyway. Lost a little bit of coverage on the chin and the top lip. Again, it's been a hot night, and that's the dangers. That is the danger zone for me for keeping foundation on anyway. All the cheek products, bronzer, blush, highlight, still where they should be, so that's good. It's actually looking really quite nice on my cheeks, which can go quite dry of an evening. And you can see no fading from the shadows, as I spoke about earlier. So, what do I think of my little MAC sample of the Studio Fix fluid? I like it. It is most definitely approved, and once I've gone through this little pot, there's a pretty good chance I might splurge and get the full size one, because I'm really impressed with that. It gave me a high medium coverage. It felt super light on my skin. It hasn't been heavy all day. A little bit of wear in the places that I usually get wear, but it's worn gracefully. And were this not a review, I would have powdered, I would have blotted, I would have powdered, I would have setting sprayed, and probably could have rescued this. It probably would still be looking absolutely fine in those areas. So there we go. This one definitely gets a thumbs up from me, which I hope this video does. So, hit that like button for me, comment, share, subscribe. If you subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell, and when you hit the bell, make sure you choose all notifications, not just some, and then you're not going to miss out on any of these videos that I upload. All that remains for me to say is you stay fabulous, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.